So today we're going to be talking about the beginnings of finding what your market niche is going to be in commercial real estate, right? Because we already know that it's difficult just to say, I want to do commercial real estate. You've got to have a niche, right? Defining your market niche in commercial real estate. There. So I'm just going to jump right in because I'm actually going to re-record this and put it on my YouTube so you guys will be able to see it later. It's really important that I get this information out to you. And it's important that you know that I'm here so you can ask me any questions that you want. And we can go ahead and start building that friendship that has to do all about commercial leasing. Once again, my name is Divine Couture. I run the Learn Commercial Real Estate channel. On Instagram, I'm also at DK by the Bay. I am a commercial real estate leasing director in San Francisco, based out of San Francisco, currently in Houston, but I work with real estate professionals across the country to help them understand the basis of commercial leasing and also empower them to elevate their skills to become on a level like I'm doing and a lot of other people that are in my group. I do want to get a shout out to Tiffany Ryland. If any of you are not following her, please do. She's a superstar here in commercial real estate here in Houston, Texas, and she's one of my friends, and she actually just won the Commercial Real Estate Influencer of the Year award. So shout out to her. And that's something that that you could do too, right? That's something that you can put your mind to and become what is known as a commercial real estate influencer, because she's actually providing a way for her to become a lead generator, right? So the first thing that I want to talk to you about in defining your market niche is understanding what property type you want to work with. So that's number one. What property type do you want to work with? In commercial real estate leasing, we specialize here in industrial products, retail products, and office products. And in those three segments, there's a lot of different niches, right? For example, if you're dealing with industrial warehouses, you could be dealing with specifically cultivation warehouses or distribution warehouses. And if you're dealing with retail, you could be dealing with specifically retail as in clothing stores or grocery markets. And if you're dealing with offices, you could be dealing with offices in the tech industry or offices in the medical field. So there are a lot of different niches for each commercial real estate product market line, and learning how to be successful when you're first starting out, you definitely need to choose one niche. And that normally could be, what area do you live around? Do you live around an area where there's a lot of industrial areas, and that might be something that you want to start with? Are you living downtown where there's a lot of office buildings? Or are you living in a place where there's a lot of retail? And remember, mixed use commercial building spaces normally have office on top and retail on bottom. So there are a lot of different opportunities depending on what area you live in. And it's always nice to work in a part of the product segments in an area in your specific market that you're familiar with, right? To work through the streets that you've driven by for the last few years, that you're constantly walking by, the buildings that you're passing to and from the grocery market, to and from the dry cleaners, or from your parents' home or to your friend's home. Those are some of the places that you want to focus on first, because you're familiar with those buildings, you're familiar with that market, and you could be familiar with businesses are closing and opening in that section of town for you. And it can really be great when you're connecting with a landlord or a tenant that's saying, hey, I do know this area because I'm here all the time, right? So that's really important in choosing a property type. The next thing is choose a client type. Do you want to work with clients who are first-time business owners? Do you want to work with clients who might be looking for the third or fourth location? Do you want to work with clients who are actually tenants or investors or developers? So understanding what market type you really want to work with, what client type you want to work with in your market is going to get you down niched in and give you an area of focus, right? And then you can start looking in your sphere of influence to see exactly who already is in that market type, who already is in that product segment, who are the clients that are closest to where you are already. Okay. The third one is going to be the territory defining your territory. And I've already started hitting on that with the product type and the client type. And then in choosing your niche, and whether it be where you live or it be an area close to where you might know that's not too far from you, what you want to consider in commercial real estate is you're going to have to drive around a lot as a tenant rep to find the specific places for your client. And as a landlord rep, you might have several different solid locations that you'll be going to each time. Make your job easier for you and do not choose locations that are, so far away where it's going to be a hassle to continue to show that location. It's going to be a hassle for you to meet with clients and drive them around. So really try to set yourself up with success when it comes to finding out what property type or client type and what territory that you want to work with. Number 4 is going to be, how are you going to put in your systems in place to find out who, what, when, and where? Are you using a journal? Are you using a whiteboard? What are you putting in place so you can keep all of your clients and the product types together? I use a CRM. I use HubSpot. It just works well for me. I've been using them for a long time, so they just really work well for me, and you can put up a free account there. But also your follow-up systems. How can you contact new people regularly? How can you always be in the forefront of people's minds, whether it's putting your business cards in the grocery store or at post offices, or hanging out at local events that are surrounded by community members or associations that can put you on the forefront so people can actually know who you are. And then figuring out a follow-up system to be able to connect with them and put them in categories of hot, warm, and cold leads. Because with commercial real estate, this is a long game, and the person who might be the server at the restaurant 2 years from now could be looking for a space because they're now a chef. So you always want to be paying attention to everyone. And a side note is that receptionists and secretaries are some of the greatest people to be able to give you leads, because they know when their company's leaving, looking for a new space. They know what's shutting down. So secretaries, receptionists, and office managers always want to get buddy with them. And also, what are you using to market yourself personally? Is it business cards? Is it video? How are you exploring and exploiting your niche and exploiting yourself to your clients so they know, yes, you are around, yes, you are available, yes, you are ready, and you can help them? So those are some quick tips on how to define your commercial real estate market niche. And remember, this is a long game, so it takes a lot of practice. And I'm always here to help you. Once again, my name is Divine Couture, and I am a commercial real estate leasing director. I specialize in commercial leasing of office, retail, and industrial properties in San Francisco and the Bay Area. And I also teach commercial real estate to people across the country who are looking to elevate their game, build generational wealth, and understand what ownership and controlship is all about. So join me. This is going to be on YouTube at Learn Commercial Real Estate. I'm on Facebook at Learn Commercial Real Estate, and also on IG as well as Learn Commercial Real Estate and DK by the Bay. So it's been a pleasure giving you this quick chat. Thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Cheers.